Hi, everybody. I was just getting ready to burp. That's why a little pause there. Hi, everybody. Hello. Hi, Dylan.
Yo, Lee, what's up? How you
Nothing
doing?
much. Nothing much. We're not going to do our normal drooly out bullshit where we say, "Hey, how was your weekend?" I go, "My weekend was cool. I chilled out.
Right, right.
I rode around. Anyway,
What's on our itinerary today?
I thought we could talk about culture
Okay, yeah,
because there's no on our channel. We don't talk about politics and we don't talk about religion.
right.
We try to
right.
avoid it because it's like stepping in poo poo.
Right, right.
It's like it gets on your shoes and your hands, and it's just hard to deal with. So, but we can talk about culture.
Yeah,
Yeah. And so that's what I thought we'd talk about today.
okay.
Culture.
What kind of culture?
Well, for instance, I think one of the cultural shifts that I've noticed. Well, here we go, everybody. We're diving right into the serious shit. Anyway, one of the cultural shifts I noticed, it seems like so many people now define themselves by what they don't like.
Okay, yeah,
And it seems like there was a time when more people defined themselves by what they like.
yeah,
So if you're defined by what you dislike, if that's your identity, is what you do. Like some people, you say to them, "Who are you?" And they start telling you what they don't like. "I don't like this. I don't like that." We go, "No, that isn't what I meant. I didn't want to know what you don't like."
right, right.
And they're sort of stunned because they want to. That's who they are. They are what they don't like. They've become what they don't like because they live it.
Right,
And,
right.
and so I was thinking that's a cultural shift because a huge part of the culture has shifted that way.
Yeah.
And that affects the entire culture. It's sort of like when they, remember in the old days, well, you don't because you're young, but in the old days, when the meditation and the Maharishi, they were talking about if you get 1.5% of the population meditating, it'll affect the whole population. They were thinking it would bring
Wow.
peace to the world
Yeah.
and higher consciousness and everything. If you could just get so you don't need everybody to participate to affect the culture. That was the theory.
Yeah,
Well,
I see.
here we have the same sort of situation. Like everybody doesn't have to be caught up in that to affect everybody else.
Okay.
Like
yeah.
that, but like even if 100% of the people, a small group of people can affect how everybody feels. They can shift the culture
Yeah,
if they,
sure.
if they live it enough, it can have a profound effect. And I think that's what we're experiencing now. And so when I see all the turmoil and everything, and that was one of the reasons we started the channel, because we thought maybe we would have fun and talk about fun stuff and not go into like politics and religion, because it seemed like everybody's so intense with that right now, especially now before the elections. And we knew that when we started the channel 4 months ago. We talked about that, and
Right,
we were going to
right.
try to stay, out of that to some extent,
Sure.
which is in a way, I don't know if that's being dishonest to stay out of it or if it's being cowardly, but what I felt was like maybe we need something other than that because everybody else is doing that really good. Like all the people are being
Right.
they're experts at not liking shit,
Oh, yeah, yeah. The pundits are a dime a dozen on YouTube.
And everybody, it's like it's affected the whole culture though, because the average Joe, a lot of people really define themselves by what they don't like
Right.
rather than what they like. And it's easy to slip into that, by the way.
Sure, yeah.
Like you see some shit that you don't agree with and you start getting bummed out about it. And so it isn't like, someone is a bad person if they feel that way. It's just like they got off on that track. It's like taking a track. If you're a train and you get off on another track.
Right.
And somehow you got to come back because you can't define yourself by what you don't like.
Sure. I think maybe the internet might be responsible for some of this.
Oh, yeah.
I think
And the
that-
media, right?
Yep, the cultural shift, media.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
Wow. The internet's made it possible for us to know shit that we would have never known before. I
Yeah.
think maybe all the stuff that we think is so weird that's happening now, maybe that's always been happening. We're just totally in another world. We didn't even know what was going on. Now we have the internet, so we have some little peek. We can peek under the covers a little bit and see
Right.
what's going on.
The only problem with the internet is that it's not like a library where you have things organized, nonfiction and fiction. Internet, everything's just like whizzing around and getting mixed up. And it can be hard to tell what's
Maybe nothing's true.
true or not. You know,
Maybe nothing's real. People say it's a hologram, right? Do you hear people
Right.
talk about that? How they say the whole thing
yeah.
is a hologram.
That's right. Yeah.
If the whole thing's a hologram, then truth is fictional as well, right?
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a really interesting philosophical question, Leah. I like that. Yeah, the simulation theory, right? We're in a virtual simulation.
Yeah. If it's a simulation, then is there any morality, and is there any what is there?
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fascinating to think about.
Yeah. Questions for the aliens. We need them to answer some shit for us.
Right.
Come on, aliens. Present yourselves. Answer our questions. Remember the movie with Jack Nicholson? Where You can't handle the truth.
Oh, yeah,
right.
Few
That's
Good
the
Men.
aliens. That would be the aliens if we corner one of them. Tell us the shit, and they go, "You can't handle the truth."
Yeah, that's right.
The alien would be looking like Jack Nicholson. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
That's great. Jack Nicholson.
So
yeah.
that's it. That's what I wanted to talk about today, about the culture shifting and how it's a shifting culture. And that we all have to be vigilant, because it's easy to take part in that. I
Right.
find myself doing that sometimes, and then I go put on the brakes. And you know how I put on the brakes? One of the ways I do it is I get up every day and I try to find some comedy on the internet. There's a few comedians that I like their sites, and they're funny, and they make me laugh. And I go there, and sometimes they're funny, and other days they're not being that funny, so I'll click. But I try to find something and get a laugh or two out of myself in the morning. Because if you can start the day with a couple of laughs,
Yeah.
even just a chuckle, whatever, but if you can get that kind of energy going,
Yeah, you're right.
I believe that sets you on the right path for the day. So I try to listen to a little music, and it doesn't have to be a lot. It can be like 5 minutes of music,
Yeah.
but it just uplifts me. And then I try to get a little chuckle in, a little comedy.
Yeah.
And then I go straight to the human suffering. No, then I get back to reality.
Yep,
but
back to
but
reality.
anyway, then I sort of have armor. Then I go through the day and I have a little armor against that, because I know that it's possible to laugh, and it's possible to listen to music, and
Yeah, interesting. That's
and
great.
possible to groove.
Yeah, there might be something that could apply to a lot of people who might need some of that armor.
Yeah,
you know?
like walking dogs, for instance.
Yeah.
Imagine if you started each day walking your dog. So that means that you have a little plastic bag, you pick up the poop. So each morning, you start your morning with a handful of hot dog shit, because you can feel the heat right through the plastic bag. I don't know if you've ever had a dog, but the little plastic bags like you get vegetables at the store in, those, man, you can feel the heat. It's like the fucking shit's in your hand there. And so you start each day with a handful of dog shit, and then you walk your dog every night before you go to bed, right? So you finish each day with a handful of dog shit. So you start and you finish each day with a handful of dog shit.
Wow.
I think
Double
that's
dog
bad
shit.
for your psyche.
Right. Right.
That sets you off on the wrong path. We should do a survey and find out if the most negative people own dogs. if their vision of the world is tempered by starting and finishing each day with a handful of hot dog shit. That has to affect your outlook on the world, right?
Yeah, I would imagine. Yeah.
Yeah, there I was.
Something subconsciously happening there,
Yeah. Oh, the kitty's waking up. Big kitty, you're missing the podcast. We're talking about important shit.
He's missing the dog shit.
Isn't it funny how the podcast really turns into something? We start talking about culture today,
Yeah.
and already we have shit. We started out talking about, we weren't going to talk about shit on our feet like politics,
Right. It's like stepping in shit.
but now we're on some other shit level. That's what happens, man, when you're having fun. It always turns to shit. That's what they say. No, we're having fun. And by the way, everybody, start your day with laughter and start your day with a little music. It will enrich your life, especially the laughter part.
Yeah.
You can even go watch comedy from a couple of years ago,
Sure, absolutely.
whatever. Just somebody makes you laugh for a minute, man. That puts you on the right path for the whole fucking day.
Yeah, that's great advice.
Yeah, it's like, it really puts you on the right path. Oh, I bet there's people that jog and listen to comedy.
Sure, I would imagine. Yeah.
The happy joggers.
Happy joggers.
I've seen some joggers that aren't so happy. Get away from me. You go riding by them and they're like, and go, woo, woo. I'm out riding my bike every morning. I see the happy joggers. Now, here's a question, another survey. We have to do a beach survey. Living at the beach, you get to see humanity in its all its forms from sunrise till sunrise. But in the morning, are the joggers happier really early in the morning? Are those the happier joggers? We have to
Yeah. Good
Do the
question.
happy level of the joggers in the morning. We'll like look at their faces.
Yeah. Take a survey.
Yeah. I used to sit in Lahaina before it burned down many years ago, and
Oh,
I wrote a
okay.
song once called "Nobody's Smiling in Lahaina,"
Oh, wow.
and I figured out what was happening. Every 7 days, all these tourists arrive because they're there for a week or something in Kaanapali, which is right next door to Lahaina.
Okay.
And then all the people, and here's exactly what happens. They all come from wherever, the Midwest or wherever, and they land in Maui, and they go out and they all get sunburned. So for the next 3 days, they can't go in the sun, right?
Holy shit.
So then they come into Lahaina and they walk up and down the street, but they're burnt to fuck, so they're not smiling. So they're walking like zombies and they're all sunburned. And you can tell, oh, you arrived 3 days ago, you're sunburned. And
That's funny. Yeah.
and just about the time that they're over their sunburn, it's time to go home. And, then,
That's
and
all right.
anyway, so I wrote a song called "Nobody's Smiling in Lahaina" because I used to sit at the window of this one restaurant right there on Front Street.
Okay.
I sit there every afternoon. I would go there and plop down and sit right in the little window. I had my little spot, and
Cool.
and it was cool. You know how Hawaii is? You know, there's like a triangle. If you're from California, there's the Northern California, LA, Hawaii triangle. And so many people
okay.
I know have rotated that. That's a natural born West Coast
Oh,
triangle
I
that
see.
people make, you know.
Yeah. Interesting.
But the thing with Hawaii is you sit there, and I got pictures of me as a kid there in the late 40s. I was a military brat, and I was dressed up like a little soldier on Waikiki Beach, and there's no hotels, just that one original pink hotel and nothing else on the whole place. Anyway,
Wow.
so there's this fuck, what am I talking about that for? There's a thing, you go to Hawaii, you sit there for a while, and at some point you go, is this it? Is this it?
Right.
You know, you look at, you get a nice sunset, and there's a few things that are consistent there. Nice sunset, nice waves. So you sit there and you go, nice sunset. Say that every night, right? And then it's every day it's nice waves. You know, it's like at a certain point you go,
Right.
can we talk about something else today?
How's the water temperature there compared to like
You know,
Santa Monica and Venice?
It's warmer than here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, in the summer you don't need a wetsuit or anything. In the
Wow.
winter you don't either. A little vest is all you can get by with a vest or something.
Cool.
But it's not like Florida, man. Florida's
No,
like.
yeah.
I talked to my son in Florida. He tells me the water's like 84. You know.
Wow, that's amazing.
Sometimes it'll get a little cold in the winter. It'll be like fucking
Yeah.
50 degrees, and the water's like 84 degrees. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah. He says the water's warmer than the air sometimes.
Yeah, Florida's beautiful. I loved it.
Yeah. The Pacific Ocean's gnarly. Hawaii's gnarly.
Yeah.
You're out in the middle of the fucking ocean, thousands of miles, in a little speck of land. And the second you leave the land, you feel like you're out in the middle of the ocean.
Wow.
Even though the land's right there.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. It's like, woo, woo.
Wow, that's fascinating.
Yeah, man. It's the real shit over there. And the water's it's not as warm as you would imagine,
Right.
but it's warm, you know.
Yeah.
But not
Warmer than LA. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not cold.
Cool. Yeah. I'd love to go to Hawaii someday.
Oh, you should
yeah.
go there.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So here we are, everybody, working in behalf of the Hawaii tourists. I used to live in Makaha, and I had 7 acres in the Waianae Valley.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Locals only.
Wow.
I guess that's it, everybody.
Oh, you wanted to answer a question regarding how long your
Oh,
hair-
my orange hair. What do I have longer, the orange hair or the orange cat? Well, I had orange cat when I was a little kid, but my hair's been this color since 1992
Oh, wow. Okay.
or 91 or 92. I'm trying to remember. We opened Killer Shrimp in 1988. Yeah, it would have to be 91 or 92.
Yeah.
Before that, it was leopard spots. But my kids didn't like it, said I looked like a cancer patient. And put my hoodie up, please, when their friends are around. They're older now. They can barely stand it at this point. But yeah, when they were younger, it was hard on them. They'd go, fuck. When I drive them to school, they tell me, put your hoodie up.
That's a riot.
Yeah, in
man.
Malibu, right over there. You're so mortified that their friends would see me.
So the leopard spots, how did that look?
It
Explain.
looked like I was a cancer victim. It was a concept that didn't go as I planned it. You know, I planned how it would look, but
Yeah.
instead it just looked fucked up.
So you left certain spots to make it look like leopard spots, or you just shaved the whole thing?
Well, no, the
Yeah.
top was long and the sides were shaved, so the sides had the leopard
Oh,
spots.
I see. Gotcha.
And
Gotcha.
it was funky.
Wow.
Oh well, you got to do shit to do shit. Yeah, yeah.
You got to do shit.
It was fun embarrassing my kids. They're still embarrassed. I check them out sometimes.
Oh, it's like a dream come true for a
everybody
dad.
else's father is serious, real person. Everybody else's grandfather acts like a grandfather, I guess. Fuck, man.
That's funny.
Whatever that is. Here I'm laying down talking about my life. Here, fuck you. Yeah, fuck myself. Here. That's it. We talked about all the big shit today. Human
Yeah.
suffering, cultural shifts.
Yep.
So what did we all learn today, everybody? We learned we got to have fun, and we got to
Yeah. It's an educational show.
laugh every morning. I hope you guys laugh when you hang out with us. We're not comedians, but we are funny.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Great. Well, this was a good segment.
Yeah.
Covered some good topics today.
Thank you for being here today.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for being here today, all you audience people. This is kind of fun. I like this podcast shit.
Oh yeah, it's great. We're grooving along.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, hanging out.
Don't hold your breath. We're going to have another subscriber someday. Oh, by the way, you could press a button saying you like our podcast if you like it.
It's a good idea.
You could press it by accident if you don't like it.
Right.
You could subscribe if you haven't subscribed. We need 1,000 subscribers to be monetized. Yeah.
Right.
Whatever that means. Everybody talks about it. I figure we must do it. Everybody else says you got to do it.
Right.
All I want to do is run my mouth, tell you the truth. That's my goal here, is to run my mouth and tell as many lies as possible. So anyway, I'll see you all tomorrow.
Sounds great, Lee.
Tomorrow. What day's tomorrow, everybody?
Weed Wednesday.
Feed Wednesday. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Poof.